Alright, budget magic time. Turbo Foggin in standard. And, alright, we'll keep this. Mana's awkward, double Ether Hub. Not that much energy, but we'll try it. We do have a bounty, which is good. So let's just play the mountain, pass the turn. Opponent leads on Blooming Marsh. So green-black energy, perhaps? Ooh, that's a good draw. So let's Ether Hub, get an energy, and then attune with Ether for a forest for now. Because we can use our energy to cast our blue spells if we need to. But once we start fogging, yeah, it looks like green-black something. There's the Winding Constrictor. So our biggest risk in this matchup is losing to not Winding Constrictor, to Walking Ballista. That's the card we're most scared of. Because we can pretty much fog everything else. But Walking Ballista is hard to fog. That's actually the main reason Gideon's Intervention is in our deck. Opponent gets in, down to 18. And passes. Well, let's just Canopy Vista and get down our bounty. Pass the turn. So now we have some card advantage. Tune with Ether for our opponent. Gets a forest. Plays the forest. So our opponent must have a bunch of Gear Hulks and removal spells in hand. Seems likely. Alright, we get to draw an extra card. Fog and Fog. Well, we get to live for a long time. Play Ether Hub. Get an energy. Pass the turn. Leave up our Commit to Memory. We mostly just want more card draw, honestly. Opponent gets in with Winding Constrictor. Well, let's take our beats. So, like, another bounty of Fevered Visions. Those are probably our best draws. That's a bounty. That works. Yeah. Let's bounty number 2. Play Canopy Vista. Pass the turn. So now we're drawing essentially an extra card every turn. And every other turn we get an insane boost of mana. Not that we have a whole lot to do with it. What's our opponent have? Verdurous Gear Hulk. Yeah, we actually don't care about that. We care about... Yeah, we don't care about this. We do care about the Walking Ballista. I guess we start fogging. Prevent the damage. Draw some extra cards. Sheltered Thicket. Fevered Visions. Okay, that's one of the cards we were looking for. And Essence Scatter. 1, 2, 3. I think we're going to wait one more turn. Play Sheltered Thicket. Pass the turn. Essence Scatter is another super good answer to a Walking Ballista. Next turn, we can use all of our bounty mana to start playing some stuff. Like Fevered Visions. And with double bounty plus Fevered Visions, should be in pretty good shape. More Gear Hulks. Sure. Doesn't matter how big they get. They still get fogged. Yep. Everything's huge. There's just like no point in countering there since we have the fog plan pretty well locked in at this point. Take 0. Draw a fog. Get a bunch of extra mana. Well, let's Fevered Visions. And I'm tempted just to commit something. I think we're going to. Let's commit the Gear Hulk. Mostly just to get it in the graveyard so we can potentially flash it back next time we get the big boost of mana. Oh, even more Fevered Visions. Yes. Things are setting up pretty nicely. Ronas. Yep. That's fine. I think anything except Walking Ballista is fine with us. So, let's fog. Take 0. Rampager. Sure. Not a Ballista. Opponent down to 18 from Fevered Visions. So we get to draw 3. Play the Plains. Play Fevered Visions, number 2. Pass the turn. I don't even know if we need to flashback Commit to Memory now. We mostly just want a finisher. More bounties, okay. Can never have too many bounties. I mean, we're pretty much to the point where we just want to draw Approach. Gear Hulk? Yep, sure, fine. Opponent's gonna have such a massive board, but it can't interact with what we're doing. Nothing our opponent does matters. I think we're actually to the point where we're gonna cycle cast out. I think we're that in that good a shape. So let's commencement. Take 0. Opponent's gonna take some damage. Cycle cast out. Get a we might just descend upon the sinful. So we're gonna actually cycle irrigated farmland too. Gives us delirium. Alright, we get a ton of mana. So let's bounty with our free mana. And then just descend upon the sinful. Get the angel. So we have triple bounty, double fevered visions. So we're drawing 5 extra cards a turn. Well, not every turn, because bounty's every other turn. But we are drawing an insane number of cards. And we have answers to Walking Ballista, which is our one real fear. Opponent passes. Take some beats from the Fevered Visions. We draw Fog. Negate. Fog. Fumigate. We'll play Gaia Reach Sanitarium. And I guess we just pass. There's Approach. Maybe our opponent's hope is that we somehow mill ourselves out. Alright. We're to the point where we're actually just discarding Fogs because we're so fog flooded. But Approach should give us a pretty easy win here. And we have Negate if our opponent randomly has Discard. Siphoner. Yup. Not a Walking Ballista. Siphoner. Still not Walking Ballista. Rampager. Yep, opponent's rebuilding. They gotta try to get in under the Fevered Vision, so they have to run out their hand as much as possible. Alright, opponent drops to 6. This time, we get a ton of mana. 9 extra mana. So let's approach. Go up to 21. And I think we cycle cast out. Cycle cast out. I don't think we can get all the way to approach this turn, though. And I guess we get a free loot, so we loot. Discard. Commit to memory. Play the forest. And pass the turn. So I think this means we get back to approach next turn. Oh, we definitely do. We'll discard. Cast out. Yeah, cast out's fine. So our opponent has to somehow kill us here. And I can't imagine that happening through our hand. Well, that went exactly how we were hoping it would go. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. We might as well fog. No reason not to. Commencement. Prevent the damage. Opponent down to 2. We're killing our opponent in every way possible, but it looks like it's going to be the approach win. There's approach. And just cast approach. And that should do it. This deck. This deck is like unbeatable. No one can beat it. It's just too good. Too good. Okay, so we are worried about Walking Ballista. That is our one real concern. I think we go down Negate, go up another Gideon's Intervention for Walking Ballista, and go down Nissa's Renewal for a Fumigate? Yeah, let's bring in another Fumigate and try it like that. Yeah, alright. Not an insane hand, but reasonable. We got a Wrath, got a Bounty. Lead on Scattered Groves. We also have Gaia Reach, which is nice to do some looting. Opponent has a Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Well, play Sanctum, pass the turn. Opponent gets in with Siphoner. Yep. So I'm assuming our opponent probably brought in a bunch of discard and maybe more Planeswalkers. Ronas. Yikes. Well, play the Mountain. Get down our Fevered Visions. Probably going to take a huge beating here. Another Fevered Visions. We haven't found a single Fog, which is a bit scary. If our opponent can get a 4/4. They can hit us for 9 here. Opponent gets some energy. Yep, they're just going to go beat downs. And I think this means we actually got to draw something, or we risk just dying to our opponent's board. Down to 9. All right, there's a fog. That is helpful. So play the plains, pass the turn. More fogs? Farmland. Well, farmland's okay because we can cycle it. So let's discard the forest. Opponent draws down to 16. Plays a land. Pumps, sure. Goes to combat. Well, let's fog. Take 0. Winding Constrictor. Well, let's cycle farmland into a land. Opponent drops 14. We draw another land. How do we die? Well, we die in all kinds of ways. Actually, no. I think we just fumigate here. Play Ether Hub, because that's going to gain us 2 life. I was thinking we die to Verdurous Gear Hulk, but we actually don't. So I think this is safest. So fumigate. Ronas doesn't die, unfortunately. But go up to 11. Now it should be hard for our opponent to kill us this turn. Commit to Memory can be helpful, depending on what happens. Big question is going to be, does our opponent get to hit us with Ronas? Like, Verdurous Gear Hulk would be their best. Alright, Hissing Quagmire. Alright, Pumps to get in the damage. Sure, so we're taking 5. But we're not just dead yet. Yup. Down to 6. Opponent drops to 12. Wouldn't mind just drawing a fog. Kefnet. Alright, play Gaia Reach. Pass the turn. We get another draw to fog. Worst case, we should be able to stay alive with Commit to Memory. Oh, and Cast Out. Alright. Well, see what our opponent does. Plays a tap land. If they go on the same line as last turn, opponent goes lay Bear the Heart. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just cast our Cast Out. Opponent has Blossoming Defense, but they shouldn't be able to attack this turn. I don't know how they're going to get a 4/4. Takes Bounty. And a Transgress. Okay. Well, that was some good discard, but we're not dead. Fatal Push, trying to get below Fevered Visions. Opponent draws, drops to 10. We draw a Tune. 1, 2, 3. This isn't ideal. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I think we attune, get a forest, play the forest, play Fevered Visions, and we need to draw into a fog off Fevered Visions. And I think that's game. We whiffed. Maybe we're punished for playing it that way. Opponent plays a land. Because I guess we can cycle Cast Out and hit a fog. Walking Ballista X4. Well, cycle Cast Out. Not a fog. Alright. Maybe we should have left up... Maybe we should have left up an extra mana there. I'm not 100% sure. Can we find a way for Descend Upon the Sinful? I guess we go down the Fumigate. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. Oh no, not like this! Well, I guess we can keep this because we have a Tune. But this isn't exactly the hand we were hoping for. Play Canopy Vista, pass the turn. Opponent has Hissing Quagmire. No land. Well, a Tune for our island. Play the island, pass the turn. We gotta draw some lands. Swamp for our opponent. And there's a Long Tusk Cub. Come on, land. Alright, there's a Plains. We'll play the Plains. And I think we're just going to get Kefnet out there. Pass the turn. Our opponent probably doesn't have a way to kill it anymore. Opponent has Lay Bare the Heart. Gonna take a little while longer for us to turn on our Kefnet. We could draw a land, though, to start drawing cards with Kefnet. That would be our best draw, I think. Opponent gets in with Cub. We take it. Opponent gets energy. Land? Ooh, it's an Ether Hub. Alright, play Ether Hub. That's what we wanted to see. Pass the turn. Now we get to leave up Essence Scatter and start drawing with Kefnet, potentially. Opponent gets in. We take it. Yep. Opponent pumps, so we're down to 15. Let's draw with Kefnet. Not going to pick up a land. Draw another Fog. Well, pass the turn. So we could just draw with Kefnet and block. Opponent has transgressed the mind. Well, let's put Long Tusk Cub on top. Opponent left in their Blossoming Defenses. Interesting. Doesn't seem like a great card in this matchup, but okay. Yep. Well, we could be in trouble. We're missing land drops, and our opponent had Blossoming Defense. And Walking Ballista. Yeah? This is not the position we want to be in. Jeez. This is super unfortunate that this is exactly how things worked out. This is actually the nightmare. Fevered Visions, but we can't cast it. We miss lands. Yeah, I mean, it's game. Wow, what a way to lose. I feel like we're heavily favored in this matchup. Walking Ballista is their one real card, but things just went badly. We missed our land drops. Our opponent ran pretty well. Do we even care about that? We're to the point where we got a Fog every turn, so I think we don't actually do that. I guess our best draw now is going to be a land. If we can draw land, at least we can play Fevered Visions. And that could get us to Kefnet being on or to a Wrath. Well, we got a Cycle of Fog here, unfortunately. Cycle Haze. Not a land. Alright, there's a land. So play Ether Hub. Get an energy. Play Fevered Visions. Pass the turn. Start drawing some cards. I mean, we definitely have things we can draw into. Descend Upon the Sinful would be a huge one. But we are also priced into fogging from here to eternity. And eventually our opponent can just start putting counters on Ballista if we don't find a way to deal with it. There's a big attack. Forces the fog, so we fog. Take 0. Follow-up is another Ballista. Uh-oh. That is not good. We gotta find a Wrath pretty quick. Play Canopy Vista. Play Bounty. Gets us more card draws. Pass the turn. We don't die to Ballistas this turn, but we're not that far away from dying to Ballistas if we don't find some. That's Gideon's Intervention. Is that enough, though? I mean, that is our answer to Ballistas, but we also got to keep drawing Fogs at this point. Or we got to find a Wrath first, and then... Yeah, we're in a very precarious situation. Opponent goes on the big attack. We Fog. We don't have enough mana to commit to memory yet. Although if we can live 2 more turns, we will be able to. Opponent draws. We got to draw Fog this turn. Farmland. Forest. This might be the end. Cycle Farmland. Play a Forest. Yeah, I think this is it. I mean, we could still draw a Fog off the top. I guess we might as well attune with Ether. It gets a non-Fog card out of our deck. Take a Forest. This is the draw. Fevered Visions. Come on. Yep, there's the counter. We gotta draw a Fog. It's a Fog! Alright. We're living. We are living. Just barely, but we are alive. And we're not dead to Ballistas yet. Oh my goodness. I mean, we still need to keep chaining together Fogs, but we're still in this game. Whew. Okay. Opponent attacks with everything. We Fog. Take 0. Opponent draws, drops to 18. Fevered Visions and mana. Okay. What's our outs? We can... Opponent has 3 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. No. 6, 8 damage from Ballistas. If we flash back memory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll have 5 mana left over. It does turn on Kefnet. We could hit a Wrath. Our other option is Gideon's Intervention on Ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. It would be Gideon's Intervention on Ballista. Fevered Visions. Hope we hit a fog. I guess we could also Gideon's Intervention, Ballista. I think that's our only real line. 1, 2. So play Gideon's Intervention. See what our opponent does. Counters. Counters. Pings us. Yep, so we're going to be at 3. Yep. So we're down to 3. We got to name Ballista. Play Fevered Visions. Play a Forest. Well, this is it. These are huge draws. Huge. Massively huge. Cast out. Cinderglade. Well, we'll see. Opponent has Lay Bare the Heart. And that does it. Oh, man. That was a bad time. Bad time to whiff. Cast the cast out. Jeez. Well, even when you got the best deck in Standard, you don't always win. That's the lesson for today. And that does it. Opponent attacks with Long Tusk Cub, and that's game. Well, I guess we settle for the 4-1.
Thanks for watching the video. If you're subscribed, make sure to hit that bell icon to get notifications for all the latest videos. It's a great way to support the channel for free, and you can find the next video right here.